And we've been joined by UConn Coach Bob Diaco. The Huskies are 1-6 overall, 0-4 in the American Athletic Conference. UConn was in action this past Thursday at East Carolina, and East Carolina won the game 31-21. Up next for UConn will be Saturday at Rentschler Field. The Huskies take on UCF. That will be a noon Eastern Time start on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tie up the trip to Greenville in the game against East Carolina, and then returning home for the first time in a while as you face UCF on Saturday, please.
Yeah, just credit East Carolina and their staff and players. Played hard for 4 quarters, made plays down the stretch, and that was the difference in the game. With just a few minutes to play, it was a tie ball game, and their players made more plays than our players made, and they came away and earned the victory. So we need to make more plays in those critical situations, and we will. And that was basically the tale of the tape. Look forward to the game this weekend against a great opponent, Central Florida, BCS victory team a year ago, and off to a great start. And explosive players, really, really well-coached team, fundamentally sound, hard-nosed outfit, coached the right way, play the game the way you'd like to watch it be played, blocking and tackling, and we're excited about the challenge.
Take questions for Coach Diaco, please. *1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will then introduce you.
And we'll go to Dan Tortora with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hey, Coach. How you doing today?
Good, Dan. How are you?
Doing well. I just wanted to start with the evolution of your quarterback, Chandler Whitmer, just what you've seen from him from the beginning of the season to where he is right now, and how he's kind of progressed in your eyes.
You know, he's had good talent and always had that, possessed that. You know, he's got good speed. He's got a strong arm. He's a well-trained quarterback in terms of release and eye progression and communication, and he stays on top of the business of running the offense. So I'm really well pleased with all that. As it relates to leadership, an area that he was deficient in, he came back with the right mindset when we first rehooked up in January, and he works at it, and it's a work in progress. But he's doing a fine job of staying positive and being a good leader for that offense and the team. So I've been pleased. He's resolute in making sure that things finish for him the right way as it relates to his college football eligibility, and so his frame of mind is right. He's resolute in doing it the right way, and he's coachable. So when things come off track at all, you can coach him, and he makes a correction. So he's been a pleasure to work with.
And then as far as Deshaun Fox, he's hit 200-yard games this season, but it's kind of been up and down. What can you say about, how Chandler is maybe finding him in the offense, or how things can be, retooled to utilize Fox? Because it seems like when Whitmer and Fox are together, that there are some great things that do happen in the offense.
Yeah, Fox is a part of some of those, based on, his tangible traits. He is a part of the catch and run stuff, as you would be, and he has always been. So we're doing more and more of those things, and need to continue to. And you're right, Fox is a excellent player and a playmaker, and works hard at it each day. So no reason to believe that would change, and we need to just keep working ways to get him the ball and keep him involved in the game with the ball in his hand.
And then as far as the game, I know you talked a little bit about the loss to East Carolina, but what were the biggest things that you were able to take away from it in all 3 phases of the game, as far as learning at this point in the season, going up against a team that's been successful like ECU?
Yeah, no, we just we don't deal in moral victories or anything like that. We just deal in plays and correction of plays and complementary plays, and so that's what we did. We got back together and we showed all three phases, the plays that need to get corrected moving forward, and the exemplary plays that were done on all three phases that we need to continue to build on, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just working to get better, and move our program forward. So whether it was a good showing or whatever as it relates to that opponent, and there's some little extra energy there, maybe there is, that they can say, hey, if we just can do X, Y, Z, we'll win this game, we'll finish this game against the best in our conference and one of the best in the country. Hopefully they already feel like that. Clearly they don't, but we're talking about that anyway every day. So we're not making too big a deal of that as it relates to, hey, look at this team and what they've done, and you took them down to the wire. That's not where we're at as a program right now.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
You got it.
And moving on, we'll go to Matt Chumdisky with the Boneyard.
Hey, Bob. How are you?
Good, Matt. How are you?
Very good, very good. I want to go back to, you touched on Chandler already, but specifically a play that he made, the block on Ron Johnson's 22-yard run. What does a play like that do for the overall psyche of the team? And is that something you showed the team since you've gotten back?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they watched it. They watched it all. In fact, I as soon as I saw it happen in the game, I actually ran down the defensive bench to have them watch the board if they hadn't already seen it, and a lot of them had seen the play, had seen what he had done. So no, that's a huge, huge thing, a selfless act, a tough contact, tough moment that is an energizer from a position that wouldn't otherwise be asked to do that, and that was a great, great play.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions for Coach Diaco, please? Star 1 on your telephone, if so. Coach, well, thank you for your time today. We look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.